For more on this, let's bring in Ahmet Keser, who is a professor of political science and international relations at Hasan Kalyoncu University. He joins me now from the Turkish capital, Ankara. Professor, great to see you. First and foremost, what can you tell us about the timing of this meeting?
Thank you very much for having me, first of all. The timing is, of course, as you mentioned, so important. Why? Because in the region, the close relationship together with Turkey, Italy, and Libya just came after the relationship attempts among the Israel, Greece, and the southern Cyprus. So this can be read as a reply to those, let's say, struggle or challenging close diplomatic relations between the rival party. So for a while, we know that Italy is trying to develop her relations with Turkey, especially in the North Africa, Middle East region, and Caucasus, starting from, let's say, the beginning of the last year. So we can also talk deeply about this one after having your next questions.
Now, Professor, of course, migration will be at the top of the agenda during this meeting. Of course, this is something that is widely expected, and Turkey over the years has been, of course, exploited by many when it comes to being used as a transit route. And of course, Turkey has done everything to counter this flow. But how would you analyze the latest developments? Because as I was reading in the graphics as well, that Turkey has been able to bring down the flow of influx of migrants coming into Europe. So certainly, especially this year, especially if you compare it with the past, so certainly things appear to be moving in a positive direction when it comes to containing this irregular migration.
Of course, migration issue is one of the most significant issues in Europe, at least during the last decade, we can say. And most suffering countries are, of course, Turkey, Italy as a transit countries, and as the target country, we can say Germany, for example, one of the most affected countries. So the positions of Turkey, especially coming from both from the south and from the east, starting from Afghanistan, Pakistan, and especially from Syria. And then for Italy, from the northern African countries, but before the northern African countries, almost all the African migrants are reaching to North Africa and then trying to pass Europe by using the Italian territories or maritime zones. So that's why both countries are suffering so much. And Turkey's precautions, which taken after the agreement, after the European Union, for example, stopped almost all the accumulation from the Turkey or from the east region to the Europe. So this is, of course, a contribution for the migration administration for both Italy and for whole Europe. So this is one of the issues. And of course, Italy try to see all affairs in the region by also using the Turkish eyes or Turkish glance when looking at. For example, last year we prepared with CASPI, the Strategic and Political Institute for Italian foreign ministers, Minister of Foreign Affairs, for example, together with CASPI for Italian Minister of Foreign Affairs, we have prepared 3 reports. And as far as I understand, Italy is trying to approach to the matter how Turkey approached to Middle East, how Turkey approached to Caucasian region, how Turkey approached to Northern Africa. Italy first try to understand this one, and then try to build a new collaboration area together with Turkey by constructing on these mutual understanding.
Okay, now, Professor, a crucial question here. Of course, we are also seeing the presence of the Libyan leader in this trilateral meeting. What do you make of that?
Before Turkey and Libya has signed an agreement about the maritime economic zones regarding that one. And then as a counter attempt, Greece tried to develop another challenging attempt together with Israel in nowadays. So by, I think, incorporating Italy also into this mutual agreement together with Libya and Turkey, if we can develop further these kind of agreements regarding the fossil and natural gas resources in the Mediterranean region, which is within the Turkish maritime zone or Libya zone, this will strengthen the power of the agreements conducted between Turkey and Libya as well. Because if it is approved by Italy, and also Italy became a partner regarding these resources in the region, so this can be understood as there is a division between the European Union as well in support of the Greece or in support of the Turkey. So Turkey is, I think, above on the legal basis, trying to protect her rights on the one hand, and on the other hand, by developing and enhancing the cooperation within the region in the Mediterranean countries, trying to protect her rights, and also trying to solve European Union's energy problems. So if we can further develop these kind of cooperations by agreements, for example, an alternative pipeline which is more feasible than from Israel to southern Cyprus to Crete, than through Greece to European Union, because it's 3 times more expensive than another alternative pipeline which will go through Turkey. I think this can further open these kind of projects for the future.
Professor Ahmet Keser, it's always a pleasure talking to you. Thanks very much for joining me here on TRT World. Really appreciate your taking out the time.